Did you know that some women have two wombs? That's called a Didelphys uterus. So some women can have two pregnancies at the same time in two different wombs. This video I'm going to explain the type of uteruses a woman might have. Listen through to the end and ask me questions in the comments. Excuse my poor drawing skills as well. Believe it or not, uteruses come in all shapes and forms. The first thing I'm going to do is draw a normal uterus. That's the cavity, which is about heart-shaped, two fallopian tubes connecting to two ovaries. And then you've got the lining of the womb, which varies in thickness during your cycle and then sheds at the end of the cycle to create your period. Now, the first type of uterus is the most famous one, or the less known about, is a Didelphys uterus, where you've got two uterus cavities and where you can have two pregnancies at the same time in two different wombs. And this is how we spell it. The second one is an arcuate uterus. So you've got a normal cavity from the outside, two fallopian tubes and two ovaries. From the inside, you've got a little notch at the top, which forms kind of a heart-shaped cavity inside. It doesn't really have many implications. In some women, it can create issues with fertility, and this is how you spell it, arcuate. The next one, my drawing skills on this one are very poor. So this is a unicornuate uterus. So basically, you have one horn on one side or the other with a fallopian tube and an ovary, and another kind of derelict one that doesn't function. It is a normal cavity and you still can be pregnant because you can ovulate from one side. The next type is, as you can see by the drawing, bicornuate uterus. So this is one cavity in comparison to the Didelphys, which is two separate ones. So this one cervix, two tubes and two ovaries, but then there is a little notch that's a bit bigger than a septate uterus that divides the cavity in two, and in some women it can create problems with fertility. Another one, which is not very well talked about, is a septate uterus, which you find like a flimsy separation inside the uterus. In comparison to the bicornuate, where there is basically the thickness of the womb, this time it's a kind of a softer one in the middle. Ask me questions in the comments and I'll be more than happy to answer you. Most of these conditions are left as they are, and in some conditions where they cause problems